Dear future husband, here I am on the floor again, somewhere else. I'm actually surprised that I'm sending you a letter again so soon, babe. But it's been I would say kind of intense couple of days, a couple of weeks, and I think I just felt the need, to speak to you. Random fact, I've got new underwear. I'm not actually wearing them, but my mom just came back from the Philippines, and she got my sister like facial stuff and all this cool shit. And then I was like, what did you get for me? She got me underwear and socks. Oh well, new underwear, new stuff. Hashtag gratitude. God, that was ridiculous. So yes, back to the topic at hand. I think what I wanted to talk to you about is some hard stuff. It is honestly some heavy stuff, and I don't think enough queer people talk about things like this. And I wish we were able to have this conversation face to face, but since you're not in my life yet, I don't know where the fuck you are. Oh dear, I just swore. Terrible. I don't know where you are, but I'm really grateful that I've got friends in my life who I can have this conversation with. I can't wait to have it with you. But I hope that you have people in your life who you can have this conversation with. Because I realized that recently I had a really bad day, 2 days ago. Mentally it just was just a very heavy day for me. And I think I'll have another conversation about mental health another day. But just having that really bad day just made me look at the patterns in my life and look at what was triggering it and why I wasn't doing so well mentally that day. And I realized something that, first of all, I'm going to need therapy. And it's taken me a long time to come to accept that, because it feels like going and paying for therapy feels like there's something wrong with me. But there's a whole lot of shit that I feel like I haven't dealt with, that I need to deal with, and I think talking to someone will help. But that's not the real reason. I think one of the things that is bugging me at the moment, that I'm noticing this pattern that keeps playing, is that I have, I could be wrong in naming this, but I think I have a sex addiction. And I think I've noticed it plays, when I download hookup apps, or when I download dating apps, and I have sexual encounters or sexual hookups and stuff, and I notice it's a bit of a spiral. I get a bit obsessed. Like I can't turn off the app, or I can't turn off the forum, and I'm just constantly searching, and I can waste hours on it. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what is wrong with me? Like, why do I feel this urge, to have sex, or a physical contact with a man and things like that? And I think it's stemming from a place where, as a kid, when I was growing up, my only understanding of being gay was the sexual act. And I think this happens with a lot of the people in our life as well. When we come out to them, all they can think of is the sexual act. But I think what we fail to talk about, or what we fail to realize, is that as gay people, or as queer people, a lot of our identities are built around the sexual act. It's the act of being physical with someone else. And I think every time I fall in that spiral, it's because I revert back to that mentality and idea that unless I'm having sex, or unless I'm physically doing something with a man or a guy, I'm not being myself. I feel like a part of me is missing. And it was this recent bout which kind of messed with me, because downloading dating apps in the gay community, I think you know this, is a bit of a nightmare, because of racism and femphobia, and even things like body dysmorphia that it creates and things like that. And I had a very rude response from someone, and that just kind of really threw me off. Like, I can hear what he said repeating itself in my head as he rejected me. And his rejection was, when he saw my picture, was, ew, hell no. And that just really threw me off. And so I think for me, I wish that, we as gay men, or as queer people, talk about these things more often, about addiction and how we get trapped in this cycle with apps and spaces of dating and hooking up and cruising and all of those things, which we don't talk about, And yeah, I think for me it was just this realization that this is going on in my head, that this is a pattern and this is something that's triggering. And it was very painful to think about that it isn't something I've overcome yet, or it's something that's still bugging me and bothering me. So yeah, I hope you're doing okay, Sayang. You know, I really miss you, even though we've not met yet. And I think it was just this whole past few days and the way I was feeling, it just made me really wish that you were in my life already, you know, so that we could have this conversation face to face. But yeah, I hope that you do have people in your life where you can have this conversation with, because any kind of addiction is never good, but it's also good to be self-aware and know of the patterns that's happening in your life and knowing what's triggering it, what's creating it. So I'm assuming one day we're going to have this conversation. Let me work on it on my end first, so that when we meet, who knows what growth would have happened in those areas. Yeah? I hope you're doing well, Sayang. Take care of yourself, yeah? And hurry up. Alright, I'll see you soon. Bye!